Hey, what up everybody, this is Stevie Breach coming to you. I just got off of work. Today is Friday night. I'm all excited because tomorrow I am going to be heading out to Newark, California for the big old Wrestlefest. If you don't know how excited I am from this video, basically just go and watch the video that I made the night before, just showing off the stuff that I was going to be taking to Wrestlefest. I was pumped. I was a little scared to meet Ric Flair because I didn't have that great of a time meeting him at Access at WrestleMania. I wanted to get past, maybe it was just because it was a WWE event, maybe he felt like he was rushed, maybe he didn't have time to talk to us or anything like that. Maybe with it going to a smaller venue, maybe it'd be more intimate, maybe he would actually say hello to me. But everybody else I was fired up to meet. You know, it matters if they're on the super ticket, matter if they're one of the vendor guests. I'm really excited to do this. You know, this isn't as big as Access is, but WrestleFest is a really, really awesome event. As a wrestling fan, I talk about in my videos all the time that I don't get to mix it up with a lot of people at work that I see on a normal basis and talk about wrestling. When I go to this event tomorrow in Newark, California, it is going to be nothing but wrestling fans, wall to wall. I am going to be able to, if I wanted to, I could wear my El Generico mask, I could put on my Hulk Hogan suit, and I would not feel out of place. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you wanted to paint your face up and do whatever. Everybody there is a wrestling geek, or they wouldn't have paid their money to walk through the door. But there is sad news to come out of this, and I don't even know if it's sad news or if it's just pissed off news. But I received the tweet, and I read it as I was walking out the door to just get into my car, and it just, on one point I was shocked, and on the other point I just was flabbergasted and mad. I don't even know what they're going to do to fix this or make this up to us. But as you can see, basically, you know, Ric Flair is your main eventer of this thing. I talked about the price jump in the price of the super ticket from $80 to $125. But, you know, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, went into the WWE Hall of Fame. You can easily say that he is the second biggest name on this, and everybody else falls far behind. You know, WrestlingFigs.com put up a email that came from Scott Hall's agent that went to Kirk White, the owner and the guy who runs Big Time Wrestling that puts on WrestleFest for us. And it's no fault to BTW, it's no fault to the WrestleFest people, but Scott Hall is not going to be showing up to this show. He did not, you know, even give a chance to call them. You know, I'm sure that they paid for his ticket, and he just didn't get on the flight. It says in the email that Diamond Dallas Page, Cody, his son, tried his best to get him, you know, to fulfill his commitment to come out to California. And in the email it says he couldn't come over his personal problems, is that the word? His personal issues that had him unwilling to travel to California. I know firsthand that, you know, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, has been in California for autograph shows 2 times in the last 2 years, because my friend Luke has went to both of them down in, I think it was Industrial City, I think is what it's called, the Franken Sons. They brought him in, and Luke's had a chance to meet, you know, Scott Hall, one of his favorite wrestlers, twice, and I'm being cheated out of it. I mean, like, there's no, I don't know what they're going to be able to do. I know that there's vendor guests. I don't know if they're going to be able to maybe buy one of the vendor guests and put them in place of the super ticket, but, you know, for this price, it is one hell of a ripoff. I know that Papa Shango and Godfather is doing double duty. Even if they were able to, you know, get Papa Shango to not do his gimmick of where he's as a vendor guest the second time he comes out there during the second part of the convention. But this is just old school Scott Hall. I mean, everybody, when, you know, he went through DDP Yoga, when he went and lived at the house and they made all the videos, everybody paid for him to get his, he had some sort of a surgery with a Kickstarter, if I can remember right. I know that Jake the Snake Roberts got his shoulder worked on. I think that Scott Hall got something worked on as well, but, you know, it was all fan-funded, and, you know, DDP, you know, got at the point where he was able to move out of the DDP Yoga Crib or whatever the hell it was called, and we were all, Scott's going in the Hall of Fame. He's got his life back together. We're going to be able to see him, doing things, and I've even been talking about, how bad that NWO DVD that came out, 2 years was. I mean, at the time it came out, it was hot, but looking back on it now, it's almost as bad as the first one, because if they just would have waited a year and a half, they could have put together one of the best NWO documentaries of all time. Basically, this was X-Pac was on it. Basically, Kevin Nash was on it. Vince Russo pulls up at the very end. But if you just would have waited, Bischoff would have been done with TNA. Hulk Hogan would have been done with TNA. Scott Hall would be being put into the WWE Hall of Fame. They could have got him to do some sort of an interview WrestleMania weekend and put that stuff together. But I'm not going to say that Scott Hall's jumped off the bandwagon, or off the wagon, whatever it is. But as a fan, I'm pissed. I don't know when the next chance is I'm going to be able to meet Scott Hall, and I paid good money to be there. This is no fault to btw Wrestlefest, but as a fan, this sucks. He's supposed to be on a flight, or he was already supposed to be on a flight that already landed. They went to the airport to pick him up. He didn't have the balls to call and say that he wasn't coming. And I'm guessing that by saying that Cody was trying to get him on the plane. I'm not even 100% sure if Cody's going to be there or not. But this sucks to be a person who's going to WrestleFest. I'm a little bit pissed off. I'm a little bit worried to see what's going to happen. But bad news, Scott Hall. Bad news, man. You owe us one here in California. Hopefully you can make it up to us somewhere down the road. But we were all really looking forward to meeting you. And you're not pulling through for us. So that sucks. That's the only way to put it. I don't know what BTW is going to be able to put on the plate to fix this up. I'm sure they've already said that if you bought single tickets for autographs or pictures, they're going to give you refunds. But if you bought the super ticket, you were promised 8 wrestlers, and at one point Viscera, King Mabel, I almost called him Kerwin White. I can't remember what his real name was, but I remember remembering it when he did pass, from reading all the articles and things like that. But he was one of the first people that was added to this convention. That was almost like one of the first real big names. And when he passed away, they had to go back and they had to pull something, some magic in order to replace somebody. I don't know how you can replace somebody on a moment's notice like this. This was posted at the 16th at 10:23, so that'd be 7 p.m. I think. Yeah, so this was just posted, an hour and a half ago. What they're going to be able to do to fill this hole, I got no clue. I'd be surprised, honestly, if they're even able to put somebody in there. Might just thought it'd be a lot of handshakes and apologies, and they'll try to do something bigger next year. But wow, this is one big hole for WrestleFest 2014, and it sucks because I remember how much fun I had at this show last year. I'll put the link down to the video that I made last year, and you can really check it out and see how fun this real convention is. And peace out, everybody. This sucks. I'm going to eat some Chips Ahoy root beer float Oreos right now and try to get myself cheered up. Peace out.